Imagine this. It's 2:17 a.m. You're sound asleep when suddenly a jolt of pain shoots through your leg. Your calf locks up like a clenched fist. You sit up, gasping, eyes wide, grabbing at your muscle, but it won't release. Every second feels like a full minute. Sound familiar? You're not alone. For millions of adults over 40, especially in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, leg cramps are an unwanted, painful part of daily life. For some, they strike in the middle of the night. For others, it's while walking the dog, gardening, or simply stretching in the morning. And the worst part? You start to feel anxious before bed. You dread the next attack. Some people try painkillers, creams, hot baths, magnesium sprays, only to find themselves back where they started. But what if I told you that the most effective solution might not be in a bottle or a doctor's office, but in your kitchen? Let me tell you about Helen, a 68-year-old grandmother of 4. For over a year, she suffered nightly leg cramps so severe, she feared going to sleep. She tried stretching, warm water soaks, and even muscle relaxants. Nothing worked until one day, while browsing a local health group online, she stumbled upon a surprising suggestion. Try adding potassium-rich foods and magnesium to your evening routine. Skeptical but desperate, she started eating a banana with a spoonful of peanut butter before bed. And within 5 days, she noticed a dramatic reduction in cramps. No prescriptions, no expensive treatments, just food. And Helen isn't alone. Science continues to reveal that certain foods play a powerful role in muscle health, circulation, and nerve balance, especially in older adults. Today, I will reveal 6 scientifically backed foods that could be your best defense against painful leg cramps. These are easy to find, natural, and safe. And you won't believe what's at number 3. Most people walk past it in the grocery store without ever knowing the power it holds. 1. Why leg cramps happen as we age. As we age, our bodies change in quiet, unexpected ways. Our muscles don't bounce back like they used to. We lose water faster. And our body starts absorbing fewer essential minerals, like magnesium, potassium, and calcium. These minerals don't just support bones. They're crucial for every heartbeat, every nerve signal, every muscle movement. Without them, muscles begin to misfire. They contract at the wrong time. They seize up, stiffen, and hold, without letting go. That's when we feel it, the tight, stabbing pain of a leg cramp, often striking when we're least prepared, during sleep, or while resting. And it's not just mineral loss. Many seniors, perhaps even you, are on medications for high blood pressure, heart issues, or cholesterol. What most people don't know is that some of these medications can silently flush out the minerals our muscles need to stay calm. Add poor circulation, hormonal changes, chronic dehydration, stress. And suddenly your body starts sounding the alarm, loudly, in the form of pain. Helen, a 68-year-old grandmother from Florida, knows this story all too well. She would wake up night after night with her calves locked in pain, so severe it would bring her to tears. It felt like my muscles were twisting in on themselves, she said. Her doctor ran tests. Everything came back normal. But her pain wasn't normal. Her sleep was wrecked. Her energy during the day dropped. She stopped going on walks with her grandkids. Even getting out of the car started to feel risky. One day, during a nutrition class at her local community center, Helen heard something that changed her life. A retired nurse mentioned how low magnesium levels can cause nighttime cramps, especially in older women. Skeptical but desperate, Helen started adding specific foods to her diet. Within 1 week, the cramps reduced. Within 3 weeks, they were gone. I didn't just get my sleep back, Helen says. I got me back. So if you've ever felt trapped by the pain, if you've ever wondered why your legs feel like they're fighting against you, remember, your body isn't betraying you. It's begging for balance. And sometimes, the most powerful medicine is already in your kitchen. The right foods can speak back to your body and help you restore comfort, rest, and control. Coming up, I'll reveal 6 powerful foods that science shows may ease cramps naturally. And 3, it's something Helen thought she had to avoid until it became her secret weapon. 2. Food 1. Bananas. Let's begin with one of the most humble, underrated foods in your fruit basket, Bananas. You've probably heard before that bananas are high in potassium. But what does that really mean for your body, especially as you age? Potassium is an essential mineral. It works behind the scenes to regulate how your muscles contract and relax. Imagine trying to open and close a door, but the hinges are dry and rusted. That's what your muscles feel like when they're low in potassium, stiff, reactive, and prone to seizing. Every cramp is your body crying out for help. And potassium? It's the oil in the hinge. As we get older, our bodies often excrete more potassium than they absorb, especially if we're on diuretics, blood pressure meds, or just not eating enough fresh produce. That's where bananas come in. One medium banana contains about 422 milligrams of potassium. That's nearly 10% of your daily recommended intake, and it's natural, gentle, and effective. But even more than that, it's convenient. You don't need a prescription. You don't need to cook. You just peel, eat, and nourish. When Helen started her food journey, bananas were the very first change she made. Every evening, about an hour before bed, she'd slice up a banana and sprinkle it with a pinch of cinnamon. Sometimes she paired it with a few almonds or a spoonful of peanut butter for protein. It was my nighttime ritual, she said. It gave me something to look forward to, and it made a difference. After a few nights, she noticed the cramps were less severe. By the end of the week, she slept through the night for the first time in months. It didn't feel like magic, she told us. It felt like my body finally had what it needed. Try pairing your banana with a handful of almonds or pumpkin seeds, both excellent sources of magnesium, another muscle-calming mineral your body craves. Together, potassium and magnesium create a powerful combo that soothes your nerves and muscles, especially at night. Now, bananas are a great start. But coming up next is a food most people associate with salad, not sleep. Yet it's packed with a surprising electrolyte that could make all the difference. 3. Food 2. Sweet potatoes. Next up, sweet potatoes. These vibrant, orange-fleshed root vegetables are more than just a comfort food. They're a nutritional powerhouse, especially for aging muscles. Sweet potatoes are packed with what we call the muscle-calming trio: potassium, magnesium, and calcium. These three minerals work in harmony, like a well-trained orchestra, to keep your muscles balanced, relaxed, and responsive. Potassium regulates muscle contractions. Magnesium eases nerve tension and keeps cramps at bay. Calcium helps transmit signals to muscles, preventing them from tightening up without warning. That sudden Charlie horse in the night? It's often your body begging for more of these minerals. What makes sweet potatoes special is that they contain all three in generous amounts. One medium sweet potato can deliver over 540 milligrams of potassium, along with a hearty dose of magnesium and calcium. Plus, they're rich in antioxidants, particularly beta-carotene, which helps improve blood flow and circulation. Better circulation means your muscles get the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay loose and limber. For Helen, sweet potatoes became a weekly staple. She'd bake a few on Sundays, drizzle them with a touch of olive oil and cinnamon, and eat them throughout the week. I never thought something so simple could help this much, she said. After incorporating sweet potatoes regularly, she not only noticed fewer cramps, but also more energy, better sleep, and a general sense of calm she hadn't felt in years. Her doctor even commented that her circulation had improved and her blood pressure was more stable. Helen later reflected, "It felt like my body was finally saying thank you." She didn't need expensive pills or complicated regimens. She just needed the right foods, given at the right time. For a powerful anti-cramp dinner, try pairing baked sweet potatoes with sautéed spinach and grilled salmon. It's delicious and a nutritional trifecta that supports muscle health, circulation, and inflammation reduction. Bananas and sweet potatoes are amazing for long-term muscle support. But the next food? Seniors have reported feeling a difference in just 3 days. And the best part? You probably already have it in your fridge right now. 4. Food 3. Watermelon. Surprised? You're not alone. When most people think of watermelon, they think of summer picnics, sticky fingers, and seed-spitting contests, not muscle health. But here's the truth. This sweet, juicy fruit is a cramp-fighting powerhouse in disguise. Watermelon is made up of over 90% water, making it one of the most hydrating fruits on the planet. And as we age, our body's ability to retain water decreases dramatically. Dehydration is one of the biggest hidden culprits behind nighttime leg cramps. That means something as simple as eating a few slices of watermelon can help replenish fluids and electrolytes before cramps begin. But that's just the beginning. Watermelon contains a powerful amino acid called L-citrulline, which the body converts into L-arginine, a precursor to nitric oxide. Now, nitric oxide is critical for relaxing blood vessels and boosting circulation, something seniors struggle with, especially those who are less active or take medications that affect blood flow. Improved circulation means better delivery of oxygen and nutrients to tired muscles, and quicker removal of waste products like lactic acid, which can trigger soreness and cramping. One study even showed that drinking watermelon juice after exercise helped reduce muscle soreness within just 24 hours. Helen discovered this one the hard way. After planting tomatoes in her small backyard garden, she felt a familiar tightness crawling up her calf. That night, the cramps returned. Her sleep was broken again. A friend at her community center suggested watermelon. "Eat it like dessert," she said, "or juice it with a bit of lime. It saved my legs last summer." Skeptical but hopeful, Helen added a few slices to her daily snacks. And just 3 days later, she woke up cramp-free, for the first time in weeks. What shocked her most wasn't just the relief, it was how easy it was. She started blending it into smoothies, enjoying it after morning walks, even freezing it into cubes for a hydrating afternoon treat. As she says now with a smile, "It's like nature's Gatorade, only prettier." Here's a quick trick. Blend chilled watermelon with a squeeze of lime and a few mint leaves. It's refreshing, hydrating, and an excellent post-walk recovery drink, especially during warm weather. So far, we've covered fruits and roots. But up next is something leafy and green. It's not only packed with magnesium, but also helps regulate your blood sugar, which, for many seniors, is a double victory. Stay tuned. 5. Food for avocados. Creamy, heart-healthy, and surprisingly powerful, avocados are more than just toast toppers for the trendy. They're one of nature's most complete sources of cramp-fighting nutrients. Inside this rich green fruit lies a goldmine of potassium, magnesium, and healthy monounsaturated fats. In fact, just half an avocado delivers more potassium than a whole banana. That's right, more potassium, fewer sugars, and loads of muscle-soothing benefits. But it doesn't stop there. The magnesium in avocados helps muscles relax and recover. It calms the nervous system, reduces inflammation, and supports proper hydration at the cellular level. And those healthy fats? They improve nutrient absorption, meaning your body can actually use the minerals it's getting from food. By week 2 of her wellness journey, Helen had learned that food wasn't just fuel, it was her body's voice. She swapped out her mid-afternoon crackers for half an avocado with a pinch of sea salt and a drizzle of lemon. The result? Fewer spasms, better digestion, and an unexpected side effect. She felt fuller, longer. "It was like I gave my body what it was really asking for," she later said. For seniors who struggle with night cramps, early morning stiffness, or even post-walk soreness, adding avocados to a salad, spreading it on toast, or simply scooping it with a spoon can be a gentle, daily form of relief. Want to boost it even more? Try pairing avocado with a boiled egg or a slice of whole grain bread. The added protein and fiber can stabilize blood sugar and enhance nutrient uptake, important for anyone managing diabetes or fluctuating energy levels. But what if you're not a fan of avocados? Maybe the texture isn't for you, or it's just not in your fridge. Don't worry. The next food is likely already in your kitchen, and it works so fast, it might just surprise your doctor. 6. Food 5. Dark leafy greens. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard. These dark, leafy greens are more than just colorful additions to your plate. They're packed with the very minerals that help prevent those dreaded muscle cramps, especially at night. Let's talk about the power of calcium and magnesium. These two minerals are the unsung heroes in muscle health. Calcium is responsible for muscle contraction, while magnesium helps muscles relax. It's a delicate balance, and these greens are a goldmine for both. When you start adding more of these into your diet, you're giving your muscles the nutrients they need to function at their best, free from cramps and spasms. Helen wasn't the biggest fan of kale, and she certainly didn't grow up eating spinach. But after a few weeks of hearing about the benefits of dark leafy greens, she decided to make a change. At first, it was small. She swapped out her regular salad greens for kale and spinach. Then she started sneaking handfuls of Swiss chard into her smoothies, blending it with berries, bananas, and a splash of almond milk. Within just a few days, she felt the difference: less muscle tightness, fewer leg cramps at night, and even a boost in energy during her morning walks. For Helen, incorporating these dark leafy greens became a simple yet powerful way to keep her body in balance and her muscles happy. And she didn't just stop with smoothies. She found she loved them lightly steamed with a drizzle of olive oil, maybe even topped with a sprinkle of Parmesan for extra flavor. Mini tip: quick, easy ideas. A handful of these greens a day can do wonders. Toss a handful of spinach into your morning omelet, blend a kale smoothie for an afternoon snack, or lightly steam Swiss chard with olive oil and garlic as a side dish for dinner. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just incorporate them regularly and let their natural power work its magic. Another bonus? These greens are also packed with fiber, which supports digestion and heart health. So not only are they helping reduce muscle cramps, but they're also keeping you healthy overall. But here's the thing: sometimes it's not just the lack of nutrients that leads to those cramps. Sometimes it's about hydration. And the next food on our list is super hydrating, and it might just be the answer to finally keeping those nighttime cramps at bay. Stay tuned for this next food, because it's one of nature's best-kept secrets. 7. Food 6. Coconut water. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about coconut water. If you're looking for an all-natural way to fight leg cramps and stay hydrated, coconut water could very well be your new best friend. It's often referred to as nature's electrolyte drink, and for good reason. It's packed with essential electrolytes: potassium, magnesium, calcium, and sodium, all of which play a pivotal role in muscle function and hydration. Meet Helen, a 68-year-old grandmother who loves to spend her afternoons walking in the park or tending to her garden. For years, she struggled with debilitating leg cramps, particularly after a long day of physical activity. No matter what she tried, from over-the-counter remedies to stretching routines, the cramps would strike, often in the middle of the night, waking her up with unbearable pain. One day, after a particularly bad cramp, Helen's daughter suggested she try coconut water. At first, Helen wasn't sure if something as simple as a drink could really help, but she was willing to give it a try. She started drinking a glass of coconut water every morning, replacing her usual sugary juices. After just 3 days, she felt a difference. Her leg cramps were less frequent and less intense. And after a few weeks, the cramps had all but disappeared. Helen couldn't believe it. Something so simple had made such a big impact on her quality of life. For Helen, coconut water became her go-to drink, helping to hydrate and replenish her body after long walks and time spent in the garden. Her leg cramps were no longer a constant source of frustration, and she felt more energetic and refreshed than ever before. The best part about coconut water? It's easy to incorporate into your daily routine. Try drinking a glass of it in the morning to start your day hydrated, or enjoy it as a refreshing post-workout beverage. It's perfect after a walk, a workout, or even after a busy day when you just need to rehydrate and replenish those lost minerals. Here's a fun way to make it even more beneficial. Try using coconut water as the base for a hydrating smoothie. Blend it with frozen berries, a handful of spinach, and a tablespoon of chia seeds for an antioxidant-packed, muscle-repairing drink that will support your muscles and keep cramps at bay. Coconut water doesn't just hydrate, it also supports your muscles and promotes faster recovery from physical activity. It's a great way to replenish the electrolytes lost through exercise or sweat, and it helps your muscles function smoothly, preventing those dreaded cramps. Now that we've covered the top 6 foods that can fight leg cramps, you might be wondering, how do I bring it all together into a simple, daily habit? What if I told you that with just a few small adjustments to your routine, you could drastically reduce cramps and start feeling more vibrant and energized than you have in years? Let's talk about the real-life steps you can take to implement these foods into your daily life and say goodbye to leg cramps once and for all. You won't want to miss this. 8. How to build a leg cramp-free routine. Now that you've learned about these incredible, science-backed foods, it's time to build a routine that works for you. The key is to start small. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a cramp-free lifestyle. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Just start with one small change. Picture this: a banana with your breakfast, a sweet potato alongside your dinner, a refreshing glass of coconut water before your evening walk. These aren't just foods. They are tools to help you regain control of your body, one bite at a time. They don't just nourish, they empower you. Let me introduce you to George, a 71-year-old gardener who had been struggling with leg cramps for years. Every night, he'd wake up in agony, his legs stiff and contorted. Despite trying everything from medications to stretching, nothing worked long-term. He'd toss and turn in bed, unable to find relief. George's love for gardening, once his greatest joy, had become a painful activity. But then, George decided to give this routine a chance. After watching a video just like this one, he took a deep breath and committed to adding 3 of the foods we talked about today to his diet: bananas, sweet potatoes, and coconut water. 3 weeks later, George felt like a new man. He was waking up refreshed, no longer startled by the sudden, sharp pain in his legs. His garden was once again a place of peace and fulfillment. And perhaps best of all, he was able to sleep through the night, something he hadn't done in years. When we spoke to George, he said, "I got my nights back. And my life, too." These simple foods gave him the power to reclaim his peace and vitality. And they can do the same for you. You might be thinking, but can one small change really make a difference? Absolutely. It's about consistency. When you start incorporating these foods into your routine, you're giving your muscles what they need to function better. You're improving your hydration, balancing your electrolytes, and boosting your circulation, all without drastic, overwhelming changes. Think of it as planting seeds. You water them every day, and eventually, you'll see the fruits of your labor. Your body will respond. Those cramping episodes will start to fade away. And the best part? You won't just be fighting cramps. You'll be nourishing your body with the nutrients it needs to thrive. So, what's your first step? Which 3 foods are you going to start with today? Maybe it's a banana with your morning oatmeal or a sweet potato with your lunch. Maybe it's adding a refreshing glass of coconut water to your evening routine. Whatever it is, today is the day to make that small, powerful change. You've got this. You don't need to tackle everything at once. Just pick 3 simple, nourishing foods and commit to incorporating them into your daily routine. You might be surprised at how quickly you start to feel the difference. And remember, the journey to a cramp-free life starts with one small step. But what about the days when things don't go according to plan, or when life gets in the way? Stay tuned, because in the next section, I'll talk about how to overcome those challenges and stay on track, even when things feel tough. You won't want to miss it. If you've ever been jolted awake by a cramp, feeling your legs freeze in a moment of helplessness. If you've ever felt your muscles betray you while simply walking, when you know you should be enjoying your day, not battling pain. If you've spent nights turning over in agony, praying for just one peaceful, uninterrupted sleep, you're not alone. You've experienced a challenge that too many people over 40 face, and I understand how frustrating that can feel. But let me remind you of something very important. You deserve better. You deserve to live your days free of pain, free of fear, and filled with the energy to enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. And here's the truth. Your health isn't behind you. It's not in the past, and it's certainly not a lost cause. Your health is ahead of you. And it starts with what's on your plate, right here, right now. Taking control of your health doesn't require drastic measures. It doesn't require perfection or waiting for the right time. It requires small, consistent choices every single day. The foods we talked about today, bananas, sweet potatoes, watermelon, avocados, dark leafy greens, and coconut water, are simple, natural ways you can nourish your body. These foods are more than just ingredients. They're a path forward. They're tools that can help restore balance, comfort, and freedom. And the beauty is, you don't have to wait long to start feeling better. The power to change your life is right within reach. If you've learned something new today, hit that like button to show us that this information made a difference. Share this video with someone you care about, someone who might be struggling with leg cramps. You might just change their day or even their life. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming science-backed tips on health, wellness, and living pain-free. And now, It's your turn. In the comments, tell us your story. What's worked for you when it comes to leg cramps? What foods or habits have brought you relief? And what should others avoid? Let's create a community where we share, support, and lift each other up. Let's help each other stay strong, mobile, and pain-free, one bite at a time. Together, we've got this. Together, we can build a cramp-free life.